life into something that you can never own.
Hello, Sagittarius. So here's your reading for the week of January 22nd through about the 28th. These are general. Take what works, and what doesn't work just doesn't work. But let's see what the cards have to say for you. I need 3 cards, please. Okay, so I'm going to take them how this was. And I need what is challenging my Sagittariuses. And what is recommended for my Sagittariuses? Okay. So in your recent past position, you have the Lovers. In your current energy, you have the Page of Swords. And in your near future position, you have the Page of Wands. What is challenging you for the week is the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. And what is recommended for you is the King of Wands. Now, the Lovers to me indicates that you have made... The Lovers can be all about choices, but big choices. And choices that, depending on what you decide, there's, I don't want to say consequences, but actions will go from that, or there'll be, I guess, consequences. It doesn't have to be a bad thing, though, but it'll be kind of like you decide something, and then going from there, you're on a certain kind of path. But this path typically is something that you have to really... Every time I get the Lovers, it's always telling me to, I don't want to say take a little bit deeper look into something, because my decision is going to have longer lasting effects. That's when I get the Lovers, if it's something that a decision I'll be making that's more of a longer term situation, because the Lovers, it's a major arcana. It is the larger, bigger pictures of our lives. So I'll get it, and sometimes in certain readings when I'm getting it, it's telling me to take a second look at something before I make a decision, to make sure I've reviewed all the details, because my decision is going to be something that's going to have to stick around for a long time. Maybe it's more of an expensive purchase or something that I'm deciding on, and it's telling me to make sure that what I want to buy is actually what's really going to be beneficial to me for the next however long as I'm using the device. So the Lovers can be something that's a little bit more of a larger scale decision that you're making. But I feel that this has to do not just with some kind of purchase, but with some life decision for you, because there's a lot of big energy here. So I think you came off of a time and you've made some decision, you've decided to start something or go in a certain direction. And the Page of Swords now is that you're having like kind of this epiphany moment. You know, the Page of Swords, he's very clever. He's very quick-witted, but he wants to learn. The pages, they can bring news or messages, but they're the youth of the tarot, and they're the students. You know, you're kind of starting something new a little bit, and you want to learn more about it, or you have this idea, but now you're really in the learning phases. It's not just like you're gathering the resources to do it, or now you're actually really trying to implement. And sometimes, like, you can listen to all the videos, read all the books about something, but until you actually physically start doing it or get in the trenches, you don't really know how it's going to work out. So you're still learning, in the learning phase. So you had some kind of new idea, you're thinking a different kind of way, and you're kind of moving forward with this. And the Page of Wands indicates that you are actually going forward with this, that you're actually now not just putting the thoughts to the situation, to the decision you've made, but now you're actually implementing it. You're actually putting the action behind it. So that is really wonderful. So the Page of Wands, in the near future, you're going to actually be you're going to be doing it. You're going to be trying to get it done. But these two pages are indicating that you have some learning to do. There's going to be learning curves, as anything in life. Everything is one giant troubleshooting experience. That's the meaning of life. Laundry, dishes, and troubleshooting. That is it. So you're going to be learning. But I think always with the pages, it's something that you kind of, it's fresh, it's new, it's kind of, I don't know. So I think that's really excellent. And I think whatever big decision you've made or direction you're going in. That's like super exciting because you have both pages here, or two of the pages, I should say. But what is challenging you for this week is the Knight of Pentacles in reversed. And this guy in the upright position is very thorough. He's very hardworking. He takes each step very carefully and cleverly planned, but he's willing to do the mundane tasks for the longer period of time. So he's willing to go into it for the long haul, even though if the daily tasks of it kind of suck, he's willing to commit, and he knows he has to tackle X, Y, and Z every day to make sure that his dream, maybe a few years out, is going to be achieved. So he's really willing to go through the trenches and do the things that are not as glamorous or exciting, but he has the end goal in mind and he's committed to that end goal. But when he's reversed, this is saying that you might be a little all over the place. You might not be as diligent as you could be with whatever. And the Page of Wands, I love this page, but he can be a little all over the place as well. He could be a little bit kind of sidetracked a smidge. Like he's getting it done. He's on his path. He's going, but he might be going, checking out these flowers over here. Now he's looking at the cat, and there's a salamander. I'm sure he looked at the salamander. So he's not as focused, like I'm going straight or on this path and I'm not going to pay attention. He's going to get to his destination, but it might take him a little longer because he's going to look at the tree. Maybe there's like a creek somewhere down the road that he's going to stop and look at the creek. So he's a little bit, he's getting there, but he's a little bit. So to me, this is saying that your challenge is to really stay dedicated, because this also could be like you're getting bored of the daily routine, the daily mundane tasks that you have to do to complete whatever goal or whatever thing that you want to do. You kind of getting bored of it. But this is saying you have to watch out for that, because I definitely think there's some bigger thing that you're trying to do in your life, because with the Lovers here, to me, this is something much larger. It's something that you've decided. And the Lovers, oftentimes it's like, I don't want to say like a destiny card, but it's something that's really could potentially be very good for you. So I think you are proceeding forward with this. But, anytime you start something new, you got to work out the details. And sometimes some of the details are not really that fun and they kind of suck a little bit. And you have to get used to that routine of like dealing with like the boring stuff. But what is recommended for you is the King of Wands. And now this guy, sometimes he enlists other people to help him. Like he's very good at delegating. So this could be saying that maybe there's a way around some of the boring, mundane aspects of whatever this situation is for you. Maybe there's a kind of like, I don't want to say shortcut, but maybe you could delegate something out, or you could kind of hire somebody to do certain tasks for you. But he's also committed to his goal. Like he sees the end goal in sight and he is committed to it as well. So I think this is also just saying that you just need to be committed. Like you have to have the king mentality, because the king has to deal with BS all the time. He's always dealing with some kind of problems. There's always kind of shenanigans, or and sometimes you just have to like boss up and just be like, okay, this sucks, but I got to get this done because I have my throne I got to get to type of attitude. So you might have to just come with that like attitude that like you're going to get this done. You see the end goal, you're committed to that, and the little details in between you will deal with, but maybe there's certain things that you can kind of delegate out to. So you'll know for you, or do them in a different kind of way, or even break them up. Sometimes I started, oh my God, I'm like a crazy person now, but I set timers for things because I get a little sidetracked. I have like one of those brains that are like, it's like a 2-year-old child trying to sit it still, So I have to set timers for things that I have to stay focused on. I have to set timers, and it actually worked out really, really well. When I first started doing it, I was like, oh my God, like you're, I'm not a child anymore. Like, this is ridiculous, but it worked out. And at first I could only set timers for 15 minutes at a time because I had to kind of gain my, my ability to sit still. But now it works out, but I have to do things where I break things up. So, like for even, the filming or editing videos, I'll do something else. I'll do one thing and then I'll switch off to something else, then I'll come back to it, and then I'll switch off to something else. So it might be something to keep it from being so boring. You might have to either do things at a chunk at a time, like write down what you need to do for the day or the boring tasks, and maybe do, I don't know, 30 minutes of the boring task and then 30 minutes of something that you kind of find entertaining, kind of refreshing, a little bit different, and then 30 minutes back to the boring task, then 30 minutes to the other thing. So you might have to do it like that. And then it doesn't seem so tedious. That's what I found with myself. And we gotta play to our strengths, and we gotta try to not overcome our weaknesses, but manage our weaknesses, So that seems to be working for me. But okay, let's see what else we get for you guys. I need one card for my Sagittariuses, please. Okay, so we got these two. I'm going to take these two. Koala Spirit. Spirit has a plan. And Owl Spirit. You see clearly now. Okay. Okay, and this guy came out right away. Amazonite. Loosen your grip. And... okay, hold on a second here. We got Cassette. Outdated thinking, conditioning, replaying events over in your head. And, okay, we got these two. Wedding. This situation involves marriage and codependency. Addictions are affecting your romantic life. Okay, so let me smoosh this together and let's see. Now, Spirit has a plan, the Koala Spirit. I think this is saying that whatever this is for you, it's actually beneficial for you, and it's something that you were meant to do, potentially. And I think this is saying that, like, it was, I don't want to say it was destined for you, but something that sometimes you have to just trust the plan. Even though you don't really know what the plan is, you just got to, like, kind of go with the flow. Owl Spirit, you see clearly now. And I really feel like that's coming off this Lover's energy with whatever decision you made. I think that it was a big decision. And I think it was kind of for your betterment. And these are not often just, like, lightly taken. When I get this card, it's always kind of more of a, I don't want to say serious thing, because sometimes it doesn't seem so serious, but it's something that's more longer lasting that I always have to kind of take a second look at, make sure this is really meant for me or the way I want to go. Because oftentimes I get this card and then I reevaluate the situation, or I look further into some researching something and I find out, oh no, that's not what I actually want, or that's not the item I should get. I've actually gotten this other thing. So this is always about taking also a second look. At least when I get it, it's oftentimes it's like kind of telling me, like, I need to take a second look. So, but I think because this is in your past, I kind of feel like you probably went through that taking a second look energy, and now you're moving forward with whatever it is. So in Amazonite, loosen your grip, Cassette, outdated thinking, conditioning, replaying events over in your head, and codependency. Addictions are affecting your romantic life. I kind of think that maybe these three cards are really saying that. I wonder with the Knight of Pentacles, with him being in reverse, because he's a little bit, I don't want to say lazy, but he's just kind of not as productive as he really, really could be. I wonder if there's a way to kind of, what am I thinking? Maybe some of this is you're thinking you need to do it a certain kind of way, but that way is not really working for you. And it's causing you to have this almost like not being able to get going energy. So this would be saying that you need to kind of see outside the box a little bit. Maybe some of the outdated thinking is not quite correct. And I wonder if this codependency, addictions are affecting your romantic life. I wonder if for some of you, this codependency is, you just feel like you have done something a certain kind of way and you always have to do it that way. And then you're stuck, in a sense, in that kind of little box or that kind of way of doing things where there might be a better way to do this and make this more efficient. And sometimes when we're doing something new, we get in our own heads as well. We're like, oh, can we do this? Can we not do this? So it might also be that, oh, you know what? I wonder if for some of you with this addictions affecting your romantic life, the codependency, sometimes other people are really dependent on us. And if this is something that you're transforming your life in a sense, which I do feel like it is, it's a big thing in your life, whatever you're doing. I wonder if maybe there's somebody, I don't want to say that's sucking up your time, but sometimes we need to kind of shift out of that, because then that could be sucking up your time where you're not allocating certain time to proceeding forward with this situation, and you might have to kind of rework your schedule in a sense, like kind of be like, okay, I'm gonna spend, you know, maybe 30 minutes a day talking to Sally from down the street about her trip to the supermarket or something, you know, versus like 4 hours. So you might have to shift something up, and then that would be kind of like the King of Wands taking action of his time, delegating, kind of figuring out, being more in that boss energy. That's what's recommended. So for some of you, you might be having a situation like this. Wedding, this situation involves marriage. And I feel like whatever this is for you, this is for the long term. This is something that's going to be beneficial for you for the long term. So, and something that you're committing to for life, potentially. So I think that's really positive. Let's see what quotes we get for you guys. I need one quote for my Sagittariuses, please. Cards are sleepy today. Come on, guys. There we go. The bank of love is never bankrupt. Be a sunflower, stand tall, and find sunlight on the darkest days. Now, I think this is saying, like, this could be love, but this also could just be that positivity and good things are never bankrupt. You know what I'm saying? Like, everything that is good, because love is like good and it's positive and it's always available for you. And I think like Spirit has a plan. It kind of goes with that kind of like, there's a larger picture and you could always tap into that positive aspect. So take that however it works. Be a sunflower, stand tall, and find sunlight on the darkest days. And I just feel like sometimes if you're going through this Knight of Pentacles where you feel a little bit like you don't have the energy or you don't really know where to start or how to do it, just keep on doing it, you know? Even on the dark days, the sunflower is like, okay, I'm just waiting for the light. It's going to be fine. I'm here, I'm a sunflower, and this is what I do, and this is how it goes, and that's okay. I'm going to wait it out, you know? So I think you just have to, if you're having a moment of unclarity and kind of this like fog or a little bit, or just this kind of not really knowing how to structure yourself to achieve your goal, just keep at it. This is what it's saying to me, like, just keep at it. You know, if you screw up, don't worry about making mistakes. We all make mistakes. Just make the mistakes, realize, well, what the hell did I do wrong? How can I do this better? Is there a better way? And then it's all trial and error. That's all life is trial and error. You just have to keep trying. If it doesn't work the first time, that's okay. You know, at least you found out what didn't work. So that is good. That's positive. You actually have now analyzed the situation and found out, okay, well, that did not work. What else could I do to make this work? Or what other way can I make this work? Anybody who's ever been successful, that's what these successful people do. They just keep trying until something works. They probably know more ways of how something does not work than how actually it does work. But, you know, they know that because they've gone through it. So just keep at it. Okay, let's see what else we get for you guys. Okay, so for your dinner and a movie, you have barbecue food and comedy movies. You have the energy of Leo and Gemini. So Leos are very about their ego, individuality, and confidence. And then Gemini, it's a little bit, has that duality. It's about communication and thought processes. So this could be people you're dealing with or energies you have to tap into or be aware of. You have the sun, which is about ego, individuality, and confidence as well. And then you have the moon, which is about your emotions and habits. So I kind of think that with the sun and moon here, that whatever is hidden, the sun will shine the light on it. So it's always a cycle like that. You have the 5th house, which represents passion, love, success, and creativity. And then you have the 12th house, which is about occult, psychic abilities, and the subconscious. So let's see what else we get. You have why you N E F E L 52630. And you have healing. So maybe some of you have to kind of go through some type of healing, or this experience is going to be like a healing experience for you. So, okay, let's see. Let's get a little charmy guy. And we have, okay, little reindeer. We have Rudolph. Okay, so what does Rudolph say to me? You know what? Well, his nose lights the way. So Rudolph is like, he's flying around. He can fly, so he has a magical power. But he's flying around, so he's also defying gravity. And then he can't see what he's doing, but his nose lights the way. So I think this is saying that, although you might not really know exactly how the path ahead is, I think you will gain some clarity, or you're starting to gain clarity about the path ahead. There's something about this where you will just take one step at a time, and as you do that, you'll be able to see around you, and then eventually, like, you'll be able to see, like, the path or whatever, because the fog will clear. But just focus on right here, right now, one step at a time, and then eventually you'll gain more clarity of the thing, because that's what he's doing, right? He's just, like, flying around. He only sees what's in front of him, you know, and he keeps going if there's no blocks, and then he gets to where he needs to go. So that's what I'm getting with the Rudolph. Okay. Think of your question, Sagittarius, and here we go. Oh, mystical, magical 8-ball, the mightiest ball of all the balls in the world. What is the answer to Sagittarius' question? It says, my reply is no. There you guys go. The 8-ball has spoken. I hope you all have a wonderful week, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.